Now, something happened yesterday in Abeokuta. Since almost half of this year, if there's going to be any athlete of the year, it has to be Tobi Amusan. Not because she broke a record, because of her persistency. Just yesterday in the city of Abeokuta, the governor, Dr. Abiodun, gifted him with 5 million naira and a house. She's still trending. Tell us the specularity. I think it goes beyond just breaking their word, even after the federal government have honored them in Abuja. Tell us what you can say about Tobi Amusan.
Mudashiru, I don't think it's about Tobi really.
Okay.
Let me say that first. In Nigeria, we just need something to cheer. There's too much bad news. And this is a great thing to cheer. We've never had a world champion. And Tobi's personality is a beautiful one, really. She's not up in your face and all that. Even before she became a world champion, she was accessible. So right now, she's reaping the rewards of persistence, like you said, hard work, so many failures and unknown moments that we don't know about. So for me, yes, she's a star, but actually she's just like a beacon in a very dark environment. We need something to cheer Mudashiru right now in Nigeria. And she has come at the right time. So let her take every glory that she can take. At least Nigeria, we can point to something that we have done well this year. If not two.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to also to look at other careers we've had. Miriam in the past has done so well for athletics. And do you think she probably be one of the top 5 athletes of, let me say, since independence, looking at just athletics alone, track and field alone. We have Gloria Loze in the past. We have Ogunkoya in the past. We also have Modupe and all that. But does Tobi stands out among the rest?
Mudashiru, let's not kid ourselves. There's only one place for number 1. We've never had a world champion. It's as simple as that. There's nothing we can do. Yes, we've had an Olympic gold medalist.
Chuma.
Mr. Chuma. Yeah. But we've never had a world champion. And this, for me, takes I'm just praying that she can last long enough into the next Olympics and add an Olympic gold to what's on ground now. And after that, if she does that, we won't be asking this question, who is number 1? But for me, in my own, careers are dictated and are remembered by what you won. Yes, you can look fondly on it and say, oh, I had a 20-year-old career. But at the other end of it, someone will ask you, what did you win during your 20 years?
No.
Do you understand? So
yeah.
Right now, with a world, and not just a world champion, it was unexpected, and she scotched that record. She didn't just break it, she scotched it. Before they break that record, it might take another 10, 15 years. Watch it. Because that was not easy to break before they even broke that record. So for me, that stands head and shoulders above any other thing that we might have. Yes, all the names you mentioned are stellar. And they walked this road before her. She saw some things to emulate, but she's taking it higher than any one of them.
I think because it's trending, I don't think it's really substantial to say that, but because it's trending, there's this claim that we are holding on now. Just yesterday, the governor of the state of Ogun State said that Tobi is her daughter. In that interview, which we also will play to our viewers, is that Tobi also requested that the Ijebu-Ode Stadium should be innovated so that she can always train in Ijebu-Ode instead of training in Lagos. Because she is not a Lagosian. We also have the federal government giving her names, titles, and all that. Is there really any reasons why we should argue over who should lay claim to Tobi for the success?
Mudashiru, yeah, you're a Yoruba man. So you know the adage that says that the child that does well is whose own.
Okay.
So the point is, why do we like celebrating just successes? On the road to successes are many failures. Why we don't support those failures, but we want to grandstand with the successes. That is why I pull back. You know, for me, all these things we're doing is just, we call it PR. Yes, she's worth everything that she's been given. I'm not saying anything about that. But how did she win those things? How did she get to win those things? How can we produce another person like her in the next 2-3 years? We don't have that question. We don't see the governor seeing a 13-year-old athlete because he went to watch maybe an inter-house sport and say, oh, this is a very good talent. Let me put 5 million as an endowment behind her to train so that by 18 she's a world champion. We don't see that. All we see is when people win trophies or win titles or become world champions, and then we celebrate them. How did they get to become a world? How did Tobi get to become a world champion? If she did not go to school in the US, she would not be a world champion. Definitely. So it is tongue-in-cheek, which is telling the governor of our state to renovate a stadium. Does she need to say that? Do we need to tell the governor to renovate a broken-down stadium? It's tongue-in-cheek, Mudashiru. If you take it like that, it's tongue-in-cheek. She's actually telling the governor he's not doing his work. Okay. It's, we have Tobi Amusan granting an interview just yesterday in Abiodun. We still have Jide Alaka. Don't go away. We still have you to round up the show with. But let's just look at this wonderful moment where she gave a press interview with the journalists around.
We should have given copies of this activity and also share with some of the international athletes so they can see and take a look at where you're from. You know, you're coming from a very popular, very rich culture.
All thanks to my governor for, supporting me, and, I feel like the federal government can do the same, when it comes to, supporting athletes financially. Well, I just got the role. So when it's time to work, I'm going to show up. A lot needs to be done when it comes to sport development. I hope y'all look into it and, help the young talent grow and not die. Keep believing, keep working at it, and the sky is the starting point. Look at Tobi, she's doing it, so there's no limit to what a child can do.
That's Tobi Amusan. Many awards, many brand endorsements. Jide Alaka, what's the best advice to give stakeholders as we look forward to getting under that Tobi Amusan? Let's hope that we get. So what is the best advice to keep stakeholders from the Athletic Federation of Nigeria to the sport minister to the governor of our state?
Mudashiru, you know the answer to that question, basically. The grassroots sports structure has basically disappeared. A good example is to say that Stephen Keshi, the late Stephen Keshi, was a product of principal sport. Henry Woods was a product of principal sport. But we don't have those things again. Almost everybody that rose up in sports, the Segun Odegbamis of the world, Wole Odegbami, Polytechnic Ibadan, and all of that. So when we say what do we need to do, we know what to do. We are just not doing them. Resurrect grassroots sports. Ensure that the infrastructure is at the disposal of those that are far away from state capitals. Let's put it like that. Let's ensure that every child that has any kind of talent can have the opportunity to be trained to be better. Okay. That's all we need.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, Jide Alaka, for being part of the show as usual. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Mudashiru. I'm so glad to be here also. Anytime you call me, I will always try to make myself.
Thank you. I'm sure our viewers are also happy to have you.